Good evening and welcome to the conclusion of the Champions League as Borussia Dortmund take on Real Madrid. The 2023-2024 UEFA Champions League concludes with a German-Spanish final at Wembley Stadium. Dortmund are in the final for only the third time and the first since 2013. Also at Wembley, where they lost an old Bundesliga decider against Bayern Munich, and are looking to win the European Cup for only the second time. The most recent of Real Madrid's record 14 titles came only 2 years ago. Dortmund have won one and lost one of their previous two European Cup final contests. Madrid have featured in this contest 17 times and lost only 3. The last in 1981. They have been victorious in each of their last 8 finals, all in the Champions League era. Both sides came through epic semi-finals to reach Wembley. 2 sterling defensive displays took Dortmund past Paris Saint-Germain, while Madrid engineered another remarkable late revival. 2 late Joselu goals turning round their tie against Bayern Munich. And of course, this is the 5th European Cup final between Germany and Spain. Each country has 2 wins apiece, with Bayern beating Atletico in 1974 and Valencia in 2000, while Madrid overcame Eintracht Frankfurt in 1960 and Bayer Leverkusen in 2002. Just right now going on in Wembley Stadium is the kickoff show. And I just want to bring in our main commentator today, Russ Vernon. And Russ, do you have any early team news for us?
Good evening, Paul. Good evening, everybody. It's what you would expect for both sides today. So Nicholas Füllkrug, the German international, starts up front for Borussia Dortmund. Jadon Sancho, along for Manchester United, also starts. Emre Can captains Dortmund in the 2-man midfield, featuring former Manchester United man Marcel Sabitzer. As for Real Madrid, Thibaut Courtois is available and will start between the stakes. He's back in fine form. Front 3 today for Real Madrid is Rodrigo, Bellingham and Vinicius Jr. Toni Kroos, who looks set to leave Real Madrid after this game, will leave Real Madrid after this game and will leave world football after the Euros when he plays for Germany. He's playing his final club game today after he announced his retirement. Full team news and rest of the match action coming up shortly in what is going to be a big game here at Wembley Stadium, which is the home of England amongst major competition, including the FA Cup final and the playoffs in the Football League as well. Finals for those. Back over to you for now, Paul.
Thank you, Ross. So we've already had some comments in the comment section. Pizza Thai has said, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but Pizza Altai says, who are you supporting? Well, I'm presenting. Ross is commentating, so we're neutral on this whole thing here, although there are some players that I do want to keep an eye on leading into the Euros. And he's saying, come on, Las Blancos. So Hala Madrid. So this is a Real Madrid fan we've got here in the comment section. Anybody else want to comment? Please feel free to do so. I'll read Russ or I will read the comments out. Just please feel free to keep it nice and clean. Because we are a family show. Mike Harneman's in there, says, good evening, guys. For me, I'm feeling Madrid to win. Good evening, Russ and Paul. Hopefully another cracking final, 2-0 to Madrid, says GWAS. Looking forward to today's game for certain. It's actually the 8th European Cup final to be played at Wembley. 1963, 1968, 1971, 1978, 1992, 2011 and 2013 all played the final at Wembley. 2-1 to Madrid, says Mike Harneman. All right, guys, we're going to head right on over to our commentator, Russ Vernon, who's calling the game today in a very noisy Wembley. Russ, how's it going?
Yes, good evening, Paul. Good evening, everybody. And very noisy Wembley Stadium, as Paul rightly says, as the teams are in the tunnel and what's going to be a big European Cup final. Borussia Dortmund of Germany take on Real Madrid of Spain as the European Cup, now known as the Champions League, is now being walked out by Zinedine Zidane, along with a Dortmund legend as well, to put it Packed Wembley Stadium today, and a really good game expected here today. Good evening to Mike and G-Waz and Peace Altai as well. Thank you very much for joining us for this European Cup match here across the TC Hub, the Commentary Hub Network. We're live across the Commentary Hub 2, JB Sports, focus on football, and my own personal Twitch channel this evening. Very good evening to each and every single one of us. As the teams now will emerge from the tunnel of Wembley Stadium, and what a game we have got in prospect today. Russ Venom with you, guiding you through this big game this evening here, which is taking place at Wembley Stadium in Wembley, as I mentioned, the home of England. England will be playing there this coming Friday in an international friendly leading up to the Euros during the tournament. For the tournament, as the players are walking out, the Champions League banners are being shaken. The yellow wall, as is known for Dortmund, away to my left-hand side. Real Madrid fans away to the right, and we fantastic atmosphere here at Wembley Stadium. Dortmund fans been in fine voice for the last hour or so, and Real Madrid fans getting up the noises. The Champions League anthem is played just behind us as we guide you through this game today. Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic game, and it's going to be a big match and a big occasion. All eyes, as Stuart says, on the English boys in both sides today, including Jude Bellingham, who's been called up to the Euro squad for England. We'll run you through the lineups in just a moment as we get ready for kick-off in what's going to be a big game here at Wembley Stadium. As I said, Russ Vernon is your man, which is me, on the commentary as we get ready for kick-off, as the teams go through the handshakes. Excuse me, we'll now go through and give you what's going to be the lineups for today's matches, starting off with Borussia Dortmund, who are managed by Edin Terzic. Today in goal is Gregor Kobel. Across the back is Julian Ryson, Mats Hummels, Nico Slotterbeck and Ian Matson. Emre Can and Marcel Sabitzer in front of those back four. Jadon Sancho, Julian Brand and Karim Adeyemi is behind Nicholas Fulgrug in attack. For Dortmund, who have Bano Gittins and young England international on the bench, Marco Reus on the bench as well, Sebastian Haller, the former West Ham man, on the bench as well, Felix Lemaitre, formerly of Manchester City, amongst those Dortmund subs as well. There's quite a number of subs, so we'll go through those subs in just a moment. Today's officials are from Slovenia. He's Slavko Vincic, assisted by Thomas Kalinic and Andres Kovacic. For officials, Francois Letectar from France. We have got VAR today, which is Nejic Kaja from Slovenia, along with Renebek Novak from Slovenia, with Massimo Irati from Italy on VAR support. As for Real Madrid, then it's Thibaut Courtois in goal. It's a back four from right to left of Dani Carvajal, Antonio Rudiger, Nacho, the captain, and Ferland Mendy is a midfield of Camavinga in the holding role. In front of him is Fede Valverde and Toni Kroos, with Rodrigo and Vinicius Junior in attack, with Jude Bellingham playing just behind them today for Real Madrid. On their bench is a number of key players. Look out for Luka Modric, Lucas Vazquez, Denis Ceballos, who can all come on and make a difference today. David Alaba and Aurelien Tchouameni, both on the bench, and we're told at the kick-off that both of those will likely not be involved today, just making up the numbers on the Real Madrid bench as they recover from injury. Carlo Ancelotti is the manager of Real Madrid. We're almost set to go then as the teams get ready for this big game in Champions League action. What a match we've got here, and one that I am looking forward to bringing you this evening. Russ Vernon is my name, and I'll be guiding you through the Champions League final for 2023-24 season, and the season will come to an end today, and then we'll have about a week or so off before we're back in action on the commentary hub, bringing you the European Championships as well. It'll be Dortmund to get us off and underway, and they attack the goal away to my right hand side, and here's Emre Can, first in touch for him in possession, and Dortmund have now got it at the back with Mats Hummels to Schlotterbeck, who I've been speaking to German fans and I've been happy with Schlotterbeck for the national side, but he's done well for Dortmund as Nico Schlotterbeck, and that's gone out of play. There's a fan onto the pitch already, having a photo with Jude Bellingham. So there's a pitch invader on the pitch already inside just 30 seconds. So we've had the first stoppage of the game, but not due to an injury, due to a spectator running onto the pitch to take a photo with Jude Bellingham as the game just got underway, which is not nice to see here at Wembley Stadium, and the management team are not happy from either side. Well, fair play to Bellingham, he didn't really respond, just walked away from him as he was trying to get that photo. We always get some idiots trying to spoil the occasion as we get ready for kick-off. We've got a number of games that we're covering at the Euros. We'll announce which games we're covering over on our Twitter feed at Commentary Live 1, and you'll be able to hear those as the Real Madrid fans are in fine voice this evening as they've travelled across in numbers as Los Blancos across to Wembley Stadium from Spain as we get ready for the game to get back underway as the yellow wall of Dortmund are making some fan voice away to my left hand side as we get ready to get the game back underway. Been a stoppage in play due to that fan running onto the pitch. We're waiting for the game to get back underway. We're waiting for that to happen. We're just trying to get him off of the pitch. Still, I am told, as we get ready for action as Real Madrid fans, just dancing around here and enjoying themselves. Carlo Ancelotti speaking to the fourth official along with the Dortmund boss as well, Edin Terzic, as we get ready for the game to get back underway. No real much happening in the opening 2.5 minutes. As we now eventually can get the game back underway, Real Madrid will have a throw-in, which will be taken by Dani Carvajal. And they will look to get the ball forward, will he, as he throws it down the line, and that's flicked on there brilliantly towards Vinicius Junior. And now here is Jude Bellingham, the Englishman who wins his side a free kick and stays down a moment as Jude Bellingham, but now gets back to his feet as Real Madrid go with this game quickly. Vinicius Junior does well, and he's away down the left-hand side now. Vinicius Junior is still going. Can he keep the ball in play? Vinicius Junior he just runs out of play, does he? Yes. The ball just runs out of play. It will be a throw-in, and he gets the Real Madrid fans up into the noise. 3 minutes gone, and it's Dortmund 0, Real Madrid 0 in this Champions League final. Thank you very much for joining us today. We do like to, if you are tuning in, please leave us a comment, leave us your score prediction. And Mike Hardiman did earlier. He said 2-1 Madrid with Jude Bellingham to get the winner. Let us know who you think is going to score the goals as well. And we'll do our best to read those out for you as well. If you want to tune in, you can do so live across YouTube and on my own personal Twitch channel as well. Very good evening to every single one of you out there tuned in this evening as we bring you the Champions League finals. Antonio Rudiger drops the ball back to Thibaut Courtois, and now here's Nacho into Edouard Camavinga and across to Antonio Rudiger as Real Madrid build up from the back. Rudiger, the German international, drops it out wide to Dani Carvajal, and he drops it back into Rudiger, and now Nacho will look to fetch his ball forward into Toni Kroos. Now Camavinga, good bit of movement here from Real Madrid, and he's out wide with Vinicius Junior now on this left-hand side. What can Vinicius Junior do here? He can switch the play well as he spotted Dani Carvajal in space. Good ball into Rodrigo. Back into Danny Carvajal. And his cross is blocked. And just cleared away from preventing from a corner was Ian Matson, who did well to put the block in there. And now Camavinga wins the ball back, but he's out of play for a throw to Dortmund, which Ian Matson will come up to take from left back. And Amy just drops it back into him. And he goes backwards, does Matson to Schlotterbeck. And all the way back here now to Kobel. Gregor Kobel, the goalkeeper for Dortmund, has done well this season. Dortmund finished 5th in the league standings in the German Bundesliga this season. And now here is a brilliant run here for Marcel Sabitzer, who delivers a decent cross in, looking for the run of Fulkrug. Julian Brown was getting there too, as Bellingham gives the ball away this time. And Sancho comes forward now into Ryson. And Ryson delivers a cross well. He's blocked from Ferland Mendy. And he goes behind for the first corner of the game to Borussia Dortmund in front of their yellow wall. And the yellow wall is making quite a lot of noise as we see Emre Can and Schlotterbeck made their way into the middle of the Real Madrid penalty area. That's Hummels is getting forward from the back as well now to try and cause a number of problems for this Real Madrid side. We're towards 6 minutes gone here. Dortmund 0, Real Madrid 0. If you're just tuning in, as the corner will come in from Julian Brand, and he's delivered in towards the penalty, flicked on there by number 14, which was Fulkrug, and he's gone into the arms now of Thibaut Courtois, and Fulkrug flicked it on, looking for the run of Adeyemi around the back. We couldn't pick out Karim Adeyemi, and Real Madrid stay safe with Thibaut Courtois in goal. Ball spread out wide from right to left from Real Madrid as Vinicius Junior also possession, but he loses out there to Rice, and then ball down the line from Sabitzer, can't find a teammate as he looked to get Jadon Sancho away down the right hand side for Dortmund. And now here's Schlotterbeck, the German international, and German fans are not happy with Schlotterbeck's performances in the national team. That's Hummels there as well, as Dortmund almost caught into a mistake there as they try and play out from the back. As Kobel put his boot through the ball, and Bellingham couldn't keep the ball in play in the end, and Dortmund will have a throw-in taken by Ryson. Gets it back from Sancho, and Ryson leaves it downfield looking for the head of Fulkrug. Camavinga's there, and he now breaks for Emre Can. And Emre Can can get this ball forward for Borussia Dortmund. And he will look to keep the ball moving forward. Will Emre Can for Dortmund. And he comes over halfway into Fulkrug. Can't pick out Sabitzer. And then Edouard Camavinga just ties up well and nods it back into the arms of Thibaut Courtois, who rolls it out to the path of Nacho into Kroos and back into Nacho. And now across into Antonio Rudiger, who can fetch this ball forward. And now he can come forward again. Nacho into Kroos. Now Mendy. What can Ferland Mendy do? He can go back to Thibaut Courtois. That's what he can do. Now across to Antonio Rudiger. And Rudiger can chip the ball forward over halfway. Looking for the run there of Bellingham, who flicks it on, looking for Rodrigo or Vinicius Junior. Neither could find it. And Kobel rolls it out to Ian Matson, who can get Dortmund on the front foot. Good start by Real Madrid, going to cause them Dortmund a few problems, and at the back, especially on Nico Schlotterbeck's side, on the left of the back two of the centre backs, as Kobel just puts his boot through the ball, and Danny Carvajal wins the header, and that's the header forward from Schlotterbeck. Carvajal wins the header again. Rodrigo flicks it inside, and he's given away this time, and Valverde couldn't go on the end of it, and now here comes Nicholas Fulkrug, trying to go on the end of that ball forward from Sabitzer, who headed the ball forward from Rudiger to Carvajal, and now into Bellingham, who flicks on looking for Rodrigo for Real Madrid, who Ryerson just ties up, and that's a wonderful challenge from Camavinga to get the ball back for Real Madrid as Dortmund look to try and break on Los Blancos. And now here is Borussia Dortmund, who can get back in numbers to try and stifle this Real Madrid breakaway, which Mendy will try and help provide into Nacho. Good bit of work here, but it's been forced all the way back there to Courtois into Rudiger. Kroos back into Rudiger. Coming up towards 10 minutes gone. Here is Dortmund 0, Real Madrid 0. If you're just tuning into us here on the TC of us, Real Madrid trying to come forward. No foul there on Fede Valverde. And it wasn't even a foul for me either, as Valverde tried to make his way through there and just lost his footing in the end, Valverde, and goes down. No free kick. Was the right call there from the Slovenian referee. And we have got VAR here, remember. And Valverde has forced Slotterbeck into conceding a throw in, which Danikov Al will come up from the right-back position to take here for Real Madrid. Camavinga does well and keeps hold of the ball. Back it goes to Rudiger, to Kroos. Camavinga again. Kroos again. And here's Bellingham coming short to get the ball and followed by Emre Can and watched by Emre Can was Jude Bellingham there. And watched quite well as well was the Englishman. Now, Vinicius Junior, Brazilian into Toni Kroos, who chips a wonderful ball out wide, looking for Carvalho, flicks it on well for Fede Valverde. Just keeps the ball in play, does Valverde. Carvalho again, back to Valverde, into Bellingham. Back to Valverde, as Real Madrid well as well, and Valverde's shot is just over the bar in the end. Nicely worked from Real Madrid until the final moment, when Fede Valverde couldn't keep his effort down and find it over the bar. And that was a decent effort from Fede Valverde. Just couldn't keep his effort down. And he rose to the top of the stand in the lower tier. And he remains Dortmund 0, Real Madrid 0. Coming up to 12 minutes gone here. And I agree with G. Waz, who says he hopes VAR doesn't spoil this game. Same here, my friend. No worse than VAR getting involved in spoiling a match, which for me is not what we want to see, especially on a big occasion like this. Is Real Madrid coming forward now as here's Vinicius Junior attacks down the left hand side, and that's Ryerson and Sancho does well to get the ball back for Dortmund between them and try and fetch Dortmund away. Sancho gets it into Sabitzer, who keeps the ball in play well. There's Marcel Sabitzer. Down the line it goes into Jadon Sancho as he's fouled by Eduard Camavinga, and Real Madrid will have a free kick to defend. Foul on Jadon Sancho, and it is a foul in as well there. If you're just tuning in for the very first time to the commentary hub, thank you very much for doing so. Where have you been this past season? And where were you last weekend as well? We had two great games last weekend, both brought to by my presenter, Paul James, this last weekend. He was covering the Champions League final last Saturday, not Champions League final, FA Cup final, should I say, last Saturday. And he was covering the Championship playoff final last Sunday. I'm covering the Champions League finals. Full Krug's in behind here for Dortmund. Does well. Puts the ball back and shots in. And wide in the end from Julian Brand. Well, then the flag goes up at the end, does it? For offside against Nicholas Fulkrug. And he was just offside, I think, Fulkrug. If I didn't go up then, did he go after this shot comes in? No, he doesn't. So Fulkrug must have timed his run well there. That would have been interesting to see if that shot would go on target there, whether it would have been himself offside. And because it looked as though Fulkrug had just gone a fraction earlier there, but the officials kept the flags down even after the shot came in from Julian Brand. As we have Eduard Camavinga in possession for Real Madrid, and they will try and come forward now with the Madristas. Here is Jude Bellingham into Toni Kroos. Crossfield pass into Dani Carvajal. A wonderful control from Dani Carvajal. Back it goes. Well, and here's Vinicius Junior celebrates. Vinicius Junior shot is just over the bar in the end. And the Brazilians' effort goes eye wide. And as the saying goes, not so handsome. And into the crowd behind the goal as we approach the 15th minute mark. And apart from that stoppage of play early on for that pitch invader, we've not really had much stoppages in this game. It's been a fast, free-flowing game, if I get my teeth back in. As Thibaut Courtois has possession for Real Madrid. He finds Antonio Rudiger into Nacho. And now here is Toni Kroos. Rudiger again. Back to Thibaut Courtois. Carvajal. Rudiger. Camavinga. Carvajal. Nacho. Wonderful piece of stuff from Nacho to get the ball forward. Bellingham's there. And Bellingham does well. And Bellingham breaks over halfway. And Bellingham's still going for Real Madrid. On the left-hand side is Vinicius Junior. And he finds him. But then almost comes in and cleans the ball away. At the time, that went to perfection is Matt Hummels. Otherwise, it would have been a free kick to Real Madrid in a dangerous crossing position, in which they've allowed the likes of Nacho and Rudiger to get forward from the back. Kroos. Out to Mendy. Back it goes to Kroos. Camavinga. Kroos again. Good ball over the top from Toni Kroos. But he runs almost into the path of Gregor Kobel inside the Dortmund goal. It remains Borussia Dortmund 0, Real Madrid 0. If you're just tuning into us today, thank you very much for doing so. As we cover the Champions League final. Winners of this have done really well, especially the route to the final for both of these sides. As here comes Ryson. And he gives the ball away looking to pick out Sancho. As Fede Valverde and as Dani Carvajal goes inside of Karim Adeyemi, then goes back outside of him. Back into Valverde. Now Camavinga. Crossfield pass looking for one of Rodrigo. Switches over to this left hand side now. Does the Wideman. Started out on that right hand side. Jude Bellingham. Plays 1-2 with Fede Valverde. Now Edouard Camavinga out to Dani Carvajal. Camavinga again. And there was no one down that right hand side there for Camavinga to play it into or for 1-2 with Carvajal to do. As Bellingham wins his side, a free kick foul in there by Emre Can again, who's not happy. Emre Can. He missed Marcel Sabitzer. And this time it was Sabitzer who fouled him. But Can not happy with the decision. Sabitzer not happy either. Sabitzer though did help up the Real Madrid man, which is good to see. And Southgate will be looking on and hoping one of his star men in Jude Bellingham is not out injured for the upcoming Euros, because that would be a really big miss for England. As here comes Nacho for Real Madrid to Camavinga. Back into Nacho again. And now here is Antonio Rudiger. Let us know where you're listening from today, what you're doing while you're listening to us. You can tweet us if you want to, Commentary Live 1, use hashtag UCL Final. And let us know what you're doing and where you're listening from. Also get involved in the live comment section. As Adeyemi can't get in behind you for Dortmund, as they tried to come forward as advantage was played after a foul in the middle of the park. As Mendy finds Rodrigo. Bellingham. Mendy, Bellingham again. Camavinga. Nacho, the captain. Rudiger. Antonio Rudiger looks up and can find Nacho into Toni Kroos. And that's a good bit of play from Real Madrid as Rodrigo gets it from Jude Bellingham. And Rodrigo gets it back to Bellingham. And Bellingham will look up, twisting one way then the other, and goes back to Ferland Mendy. Inside, he goes to Camavinga. Eduard Camavinga gets the ball forward into the path. There with Valverde, Alrighty, Carvajal. Crossed in. Bellingham can't keep it or get there for Real Madrid. It's now Jadon Sancho can come away with possession, and Sancho not involved in the Euro squad, and I can understand why not really done that well for Dortmund this season as Jude Bellingham. So I can understand why he's missed out as we were just onside there, Danny Carvajal, and a good cut back. But we'll just be further behind, just too far behind Bellingham there for him to have a real chance of getting on end of that ball in. As we played 20 minutes now, it's still 0-0 as Kadriademi is in behind it for Dortmund. Rose Courtois, and fantastic challenge from Danny Carvajal to prevent the goal, and behind for a corner. Karim Adeyemi being the offside trap and goes through, rounds Courtois, and I'm thinking the net's going to bulge here, but Danny Carvajal, fantastic piece of defending. Notices the danger, notices Courtois out of position, gets back, gets a block in. Rudy goes back there too and prevents the goal from being scored as a corner. Whipped in, punch clears it by Courtois. He gets it to the third attempt in the end by Courtois, and he gets it out quickly to Toni Kroos into Bellingham there, who wins his side a free kick. Just Jude Bellingham, but that was a glorious opportunity for Dortmund to take the lead with Karim Adeyemi, and was very unlucky there. In the end, interesting to see how this game goes on, as here comes Borussia Dortmund getting back in possession as well. We did have possession now with Antonio Rudiger. And now, here they come. Real Madrid back in possession. Just had a let-off there a few moments ago. If you just show this, Karim Adeyemi rolled the offside trap and going behind. Fantastic ball through from Marcel Sabitzer. And almost, after the score, here's Vinicius Junior now for Real Madrid down the other end. Can Real Madrid punish Dortmund for not taking the chance there? They can't. There's a cross looking for Valverde around the back. And then Carvajal is very, very poor. And here's Marcel Sabitzer now for Dortmund. He's over halfway. Wide he goes to Jadon Sancho, and Sancho's coming forward. Back into Sabitzer, cross in, and he's in there. Is that a penalty for Dortmund? No, says the referee. And Camavinga brings the ball away. And the Liverpool challenge as Dortmund win the ball back. And they're coming forward again. Ball through. Fulkrug! He hits the post. Fulkrug again. No to put in for Dortmund. Mendy clears it away. Toni Kroos now will help him get it away with a Thibaut Courtois. Playing around on the back. And Nicholas Fulkrug strikes the post for Dortmund. And his then move come closest twice in the game. Rounding the keeper clean off the line, and then striking the post. Dortmund come the closest to opening the scoring in the Champions League final. Two glorious chances in space of a few minutes for Dortmund. As we just see this second one here, Fulkrug may just be onside as well, played on by Danny Carvajal. He was all lucky there. Fulkrug slid in, connected really well, hits the person and rolls across the line, and then doesn't go in the back of the net. Agonisingly close there for Borussia Dortmund. And the yellow wall behind our goal. And now, here's Rodrigo can't get the ball forward as Real Madrid trying to find their creativity in the game, and the rise of Real Madrid, really to get going in this game on a creative standpoint. And there's a man down here for Dortmund, which is Emre Can, feeling against his knee, and Says he needs the physios to come on. And we're just looking at this shot again from Fulkrug from just above, and that's agonisingly close there from Nicholas Fulkrug. And so unlucky in the end there for Dortmund and Real Madrid let off by the paintwork in the end. It's still 0-0. Pete's Alte, 25 and a half minutes almost gone. Still 0-0. Dortmund with the best couple of chances. Karim Adeyemi rounded Thibaut Courtois after getting played through by Emre Can. I think he was. And he just round the keeper and cleared off the line brilliantly by Dani Carvajal. And then Nicholas Fulkrug has just struck the posts. Emre Can is coming off to the sidelines here. Went down injured, just gets an high five from his manager, just has a quick word with his captain. Real Madrid will have a throw in. And he goes back to Antonio Rudiger. Emre Can back onto the field of play. Very interesting to see that. If this was a Premier League game or a game in English football, when they go off, they'd have to wait 30 seconds before they could come back on. Emre Can waited there, I would say around about 5 seconds to come back on after the game restarted. So it's a lot different in Europe than it is in English football, and I wonder whether that will change in English football next season, and whether we'll go the way of how they do it in Europe. We'll have to wait and see. As is Vinicius Junior this way from Ryerson. Vinicius Junior, low ball in. Real Madrid. Bellingham was in there, and he couldn't go on any of it as Vinicius Junior pulled a low ball in, and that's good play again in front of the Madridsters behind that goal, and he took it down well. Took it past Ryerson, who tried to fetch him down, and then pull the ball in and almost got in. Here's Julian Brand now, and he gets Karim Adeyemi away. Nicholas Fulkrug's come on to the far side. Fulkrug's there! We see back Courtois yet again, and Adeyemi had a shot when he should have chipped it to the back post. Easier chance for Fulkrug to score the back post if it had gone there first time instead of shooting from Karim Adeyemi. And Dortmund with another chance, which has gone begging, and that's a glorious opportunity again. Ferland Mendy does really well here. And now here's Toni Kroos. Antonio Rudiger down the line. He goes into the path of Dani Carvajal, back into Antonio Rudiger again. Eduard Camavinga does well. Fede Valverde. Camavinga. Bellingham. Rudiger. Camavinga again has possession. Down the line it goes well, and fantastic bit of playing. Here comes Fede Valverde now into Bellingham. Crossing towards Rodrigo inside the penalty area. Couldn't find him as that ball came in. As now Ferland Mendy has possession. Out wide is Vinicius Junior. Back it goes to Mendy. Camavinga. Nacho. Rudiger. Does well, Rudiger. Out wide it goes into the path there. Brilliant low crossing from Dani Carvajal. And he can't find a teammate inside the penalty, but Carvajal gets it back. But he wins inside the corner, does Dani Carvajal. And that's good defensive good play there from Dani Carvajal. He knows it come off the Dortmund man, as we just see this just getting Adeyemi there. If he chips it to the back post, Fulkrug, easy header for a simple tapping in the back post. But he takes this shot, which is why Dortmund's effort come to an end. There's Real Madrid have a corner. Toni Kroos across to take it. And we've got Meno from the back, including Antonio Rudiger, Nacho in there as well. in towards Rudiger and Nacho, and he's headed away. Now here is a break on for Dortmund as Matson against Sancho away. Sancho crossfield pass brilliantly. Brand. And here he goes down under the challenge of Antonio Rudiger and Mendy. And Mendy was too strong for him there. And he's no penalty. 30 minutes on the clock. Dortmund 0. Real Madrid 0. And just seeing the incident again here between Mendy and Adeyemi. Nowhere near enough for that to be warranted. A penalty kick is still 0-0. Half hour gone. Dortmund with the best chances of the game so far. Thank you very much for tuning in to us. If you're tuning in to us and you're not watching the pictures, very much appreciated. We keep you up to date with how this game's going to Wembley Stadium as Dortmund lose out, and is a free kick foul on Adeyemi, and the late decision being given there, as initially it was like he was going to give a free kick, he was going to give a throw to Real Madrid, and then as soon as the manager of Dortmund looked towards him, he blew and gave a free kick. Because I've just seen the incident again there on Adeyemi by Fede Valverde, and Fede Valverde wins the ball. And I can't understand why that wasn't given as a free kick, other than influenced by the manager of Borussia Dortmund. 0-0 is the scoreline, 31 minutes gone. Still waiting now. First goal is Sancho, who's out to Camavinga. Now is Rodrigo. And Sabitzer does well to free him off. And Dortmund will have the ball back again as Sancho finds Sabitzer, back to Sancho, back to Sabitzer again. And Sabitzer and Sancho have played on this pitch for internationally as well as club sides. And now they're back on this pitch in the club capacity for Dortmund. Sabitzer played here during his time at Manchester United when he was at Old Trafford. Sancho's played here many a times for England as well as Manchester United. And back here now with Dortmund, as I mentioned, left out of the Euro squad. So interesting to see if Southgate walks him to the end. He has a good performance whether Southgate to be regretting that chance not to call him up, as Sanchez possession here now. Goes down on the challenge of Phil on Mendy. Now Ryerson across, cleared away. Kroos is there, and there's a man down here. Phil on Mendy stayed down here for Real Madrid. I think a free kick's been given to Real Madrid here as well. Not sure why is this being given as a free kick here. I can't see anything to warrant a free kick there for Real Madrid. As Phil Mendy went down there. We'll keep you bang up to date with quite a bit of action that we've got coming up this summer. We've got the European Championships in Germany. Opening game of the tournament in Germany, Scotland. It will be our first live offering. And now here's Fede Valverde for Real Madrid in the European Cup final. Rodrigo down the line to Valverde again. Carvajal. Every touch from Danny Carvajal. And he goes behind the play for a goal kick to Borussia Dortmund in the end, and he remains goalless here. Coming up towards the 34th minute mark. And 6 minutes and 11 minutes to go until half time. And Dortmund with the best possible chances in this first half, I must say. And Cobell's gone down. Another chance of Vinicius Junior. Vinicius Junior gets the yellow card here. And Sabitzer, Slotterbeck, Chan, all wanting more than a yellow card here for Vinicius Junior. And he's saying no to Sabitzer. We're just looking at this again. As Gregor Cobell clear the ball away, and he just goes in to try and blow the ball, and he slips and catches it. Spends his one foot, and then his other foot's dragged behind him, and he catches him. And for me, that's only a yellow card. I can't see that being any more than a yellow card. And if Ford gets involved in this and upgrades that yellow to a red, then I'll be amazed if that is the case. VAR, I've checked, I believe, and it's not being given as more than a yellow card here. And this is should have just been spoken to there by the referee from Slovenia, which is Slavko Vincic. Nothing other than the yellow card warranted by the officials according to VAR, which is Nejic Kajatalevic. In the end, 0-0. Excuse me. One shot on target for Dortmund, none on target for Real Madrid. 7 attempts to Dortmund in favour of Real Madrid's 2. And it's still 0-0. 36 minutes on the clock. As he is Schlotterbeck to bring this ball forward for Borussia Dortmund. And he's out of play for a throw-in as he looked to pick out the run of Jadon Sancho on the right-hand side. It remains 0-0 if you're just tuning into us here. On the coach of Jadon Sancho trying to help Dortmund win here, the Englishman, up against Jude Bellingham, the other Englishman in this game. And they both play in midfield. Bellingham plays these days as a striker for Real Madrid. As a false 9. And now here's Edouard Camavinga for Los Blancos. And he can fetch his ball forward as we watch Rudiger come forward here for Real Madrid as we get ready for this game, as we see Madrid forced backwards as Nacho now has possession. As we see Los Blancos have possession. Here it is going to be a free kick to Los Blancos. Foul in the end there on Vinicius Junior. And Phil Mendy will take it. And he's now with Antonio Rudiger. Crossfield pass looking for Vinicius Junior, and he does well to bring it down on his knee and thigh sort of area into Ferland Mendy. And now Nacho into Fede Valverde. Out to Dani Carvajal. In towards the penalty, and Dani Carvajal ricochets off him and behind for a goal kick to Dortmund. Dani Carvajal, sportsmanlike, brings the ball back onto the pitch for Dortmund to take the goal kick. As we see Carlo Ancelotti watching on as the Madridsters, which is their fans, looking up and down behind that goal, which Real Madrid are attacking, which is away to our left-hand side in this first half, from where we watch on. 0-0 is the scoreline. As here comes Julian Ryson into Jadon Sancho. Back into Ryson again. Ryson's low balling. Camavinga with the clearance. Out for a throw-in. 0-0 is the scoreline. Ryson to take again. Sancho as well. Cruz. Bellingham down the line. And there's a foul there, is it? Yes. Free kick. Foul on Vinicius Junior. And a yellow card here for Nico Schlotterbeck for having a go at the referee there. Foul on by and that's big saying. And I'm just looking at that incident again. He's getting a free kick to Real Madrid there, but there was no touch. And Schlotterbeck's got a yellow card for saying there was no touch on Vinicius Junior. Real Madrid will have a free kick anyway. Cruz into the final 5 minutes of this first half. Nacho to Rudiger. 0-0 is the scoreline. And he's down the line to carve it out. Back he goes to Antonio Rudiger. Into the path then of Nacho to Cruz. Toni Kroos does well. Rudiger has the ball. Rudiger back into Toni Kroos. Can't pick out Carver Allen. And Diemi comes forward. Kroos can't win the ball back. And here comes William Brand. Does well, Brand into Sabitzer. Edge of the penalty. Lines up a strike. Also Sabitzer forces a fantastic save away from Thibaut Courtois. Pushes the ball away to his right hand side and behind for a corner. He opened up for Marcel Sabitzer to have a strike. Courtois saw it all the way and pushed it behind for the corner. Instead of pushing into the middle, to push into the middle, Nico Schlotterbeck. No, Schlotterbeck. Nicholas Fulkrug would have been on hand to turn the ball home from close ranges. William Brand will take the corner. Schlotterbeck's up from the back, almost two. As in towards Mats Hummels. Comes out to Jadon Sancho. Sancho will line up a strike, will he? No. Goes into the path. Then Mats to now it goes again to Brand, who ball in is headed away by Camavinga. Good defensive play from Edward Camavinga back, helping out there of Real Madrid. Maatsen goes backwards. Formerly of Chelsea. And Burnley Maatsen. Burnley without a manager. As their boss Vincent Kompany left earlier this week. Take over a German side FC Bayern München, or Bayern Munich as they're known around England. So they will be taking on the yellow wall next season. And the black and yellows of Dortmund. Ryerson down the line into path of Sancho, gets away from Toni Kroos, and Sancho does well. Ball back in, Ryerson flicks it on. Ferland Mendy gets it down and tries to get the ball away. Ferland Mendy is fouled there by Marcel Sabitzer, who's not happy with the incident. And Marcel Sabitzer goes into the referee's notebook, having to go to the linesman for giving that free kick there. And we almost play we're almost into the final 2 minutes of normal time out of the stoppage at the end of this first half. And it's 0-0. Marcel Sabitzer into the book now as well. And this yellow card incident, yellow cards are just totting up now for Dortmund. And if we're not careful, Borussia Dortmund could end this game with less than 11 on the field of play at the full-time whistle. As is Vinicius Junior breaking away on the left-hand side, and wonderful sliding challenge there from Mats Hummels, who gets back and clears it away. And he's won his side of throwing here as well, Mats Hummels, and he looked for that, and he's got that spot on there. The officials came back off Vinicius Junior. I can see what that means to Mats Hummels there. And the yellow wall. And BVB. As well as this ball is won in the air by Sabitzer into the path of Maatsen. And Fede Valverde comes away with possession. Out of play now for a throw into Borussia Dortmund, which will be taken by Ian Maatsen, the left back for Borussia Dortmund. Coming close to the final 30 seconds on the first half, and we've got Nico Schlotterbeck down on the ground. Paul getting involved with some of his comments there as well. Going back to the early challenge where there was a booking. Says barely even touched him as well, to be fair. Not even a yellow for me in that first to a challenge earlier on. And then he says, pointless stupid challenge, what a donut. As we enter 4 additional minutes into this first half, where it is still Borussia Dortmund 0, Real Madrid 0 here in the UEFA Champions League final. Or the European Cup. Will steer with it to the conclusion. We could have extra time, we could have penalties. We'll stay with you to the conclusion of the game, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll come back for the trophy presentation and trophy lift to guide you through that as well in the Champions League final. And what a game that is. Camavinga forward to Valverde, Toni Kroos. Wide he goes well into the path. Now Phil on Mendy. Now Vinicius Jr. Mendy has it again. Kroos into the path of Rudiger. Wide he goes from Rudiger into the path of Carvajal. Good bit of play this from Real Madrid, just keeping the ball, and as long while they've got the ball, yes, it may be going backwards or sideways for Real Madrid, but while every Real Madrid are just keeping hold of the ball, Dortmund can't get the ball, breaking them and having an attack on goal, which is sensible play by Real Madrid, just trying to get through to half time and 0-0. But we've had 90 seconds of 4 added on into this first half, and it's still 0-0. And the Carvajal gets the ball forward. Bellingham trying to go on into that, and Valverde too. Camavinga wins the header as he's going backwards though into the path of Toni Kroos. Nacho back into Kroos again. Nacho does well. Here's Antonio Rudiger. Down the line he goes, looking for the run of Jude Bellingham. And Bellingham does well. Schlotterbeck does even better on him and wins the ball back for Dortmund. And now, Dortmund have possession with Sancho. And he's got Riceland making a forward run. And he finds him on this right hand side. Can he go on the overlap? Sancho, he does. Will he use him? Yes, is the answer to that question. Sancho has it back up against Ferland Mendy. Riceland again. Kroos intercepts. And now Vinicius Jr. gives the ball away to Julian Brand. Schlotterbeck. Can Schlotterbeck come forward here? He can. Adieme inside the penalty area. Adieme chips it up towards the back post. No one's there for Dortmund. Mendy clears it away. And Ferland Mendy can't prevent the corner. He's behind for a corner. We've got 60 seconds on the clock before half time, and Dortmund have a chance to go into the lead right on the stroke of half time here from this corner kick. It remains Dortmund 0, Real Madrid 0. If you're just tuning into us here, on the commentary up, Brand with the corner, headed away by Antonio Rudiger. On this far is Ian Matson up against Bellingham, and Matson's cross is blocked by Jude Bellingham behind for a corner. Now Matson wants to get his side fans fired up for that final 20 seconds or so in this game. Final 15 seconds of the first half, and remains 0-0. And the yellow wall is bouncing now behind the goal edge. Dortmund look to score just before half time in front of the yellow wall. Brand to take the corner. This will probably be the last action of the game as the corner comes in. Fede Valverde heads the ball away, and right on cue as he headed the ball away, 10 seconds over, the half-time whistle goes in the game between Borussia Dortmund and Real Madrid. It's 0-0 at half-time. Chances for Dortmund to take the lead through Karim Adeyemi and Nicholas Füllkrug. as Fulkrug in the post, and Adeyemi had one cleared off the line. Real Madrid yet to really cause any problems on goal for Gregor Kobel or Borussia Dortmund. At half time at Wembley Stadium is Borussia Dortmund 0, Real Madrid 0. Back over to Paul James.
Thank you, Ross. Fantastic commentary there in the first half. Good to hear your voice behind the mic again. So half time, 0-0, and Borussia Dortmund have had the better chances clearly in this first half, but they haven't been able to turn them into goals, with Nicholas Fulkrug coming close and Karim Adeyemi with chances as well. Well, apart from the Champions League final today, there's been a couple of games on this morning in the UK time anyway. Preparing for the Copa America, Mexico beat Bolivia by 1-0. Edson Alvarez, Efrain Alvarez got the goal there on 47 minutes. And Costa Rica and Uruguay were all tied up at 0-0, with Francisco Calvo missing a penalty for Costa Rica. Just switching sports and moving over to cricket. The T20 was going on today, and the T20 Blast in England. The Birmingham Bears were all out for 149. Modest score by them. And Nottinghamshire Outlaws are responding. They are currently 91 for 4 and need 59 runs off 46 balls. Earlier on today in Edgbaston, at the Vitality Blast, Derbyshire beat Leicestershire by 4 wickets with 5 balls remaining. Tomorrow, Essex and Middlesex, Glamorgan and Sussex, Hampshire and Kent, and Lancashire and Derbyshire will all battle it out. In international cricket, the Team India were playing Bangladesh today and won by 62 runs, 182 for 5 they posted. Bangladesh ran out of time at 122 for 9. The T20 Cricket World Cup starting tonight at 1 a.m. UK time in Dallas. Team USA and Team Canada battle it out in the opening match at 1:30 a.m. UK time. We've just had some comments in the comment section. And I can see where Spezzo says, where can I watch the match for free? And can you stream the match instead of commentating? No, unfortunately, we don't have copyright permission to do that, Spezzo. I don't know where you'll get it for free. I'm sorry, I don't know an answer to that one. But for the time being, we're going to take a break, and we will be back for the start of the second half. See you then. Welcome back to the Wembley Stadium for this Champions League match. The final, Borussia Dortmund versus Real Madrid. Just here, we've got Russ Vernon, the commentator, with us. Russ, tell me, Borussia Dortmund have had the best chances in the first half. They've come very close. Do you think there's a possibility that they could get sucker punched at this point in the second half?
If they continue not to take the chances, Paul, yes, we've seen it a lot in not just in games in England, but in games abroad as well. Teams sometimes get sucker punched, or very often, 9.9% get sucker punched if they don't take the chances. And Real Madrid have got quality in attack to do that to Dortmund. You look at Vinicius Junior, Jude Bellingham, Rodrigo, Valverde, Cruz, who started this game, and then you've got like Lucas Vazquez, Joselu, Modric, who can come off the bench, BM Diaz as well can also come off the bench, who can cause problems in their teams. So it'd be interesting to see if Dortmund continue to waste opportunities, and like they have done in their first half, whether they do get sucker punched. If they continue to waste chances, I can see them potentially getting sucker punched and potentially Real Madrid getting a snatch and grab winner late on, but you just never know with these teams. Sometimes better if they seem to do it better in the second half than the first, as the teams are in the tunnel and to come back out of the second half here, Paul.
Yeah, and just before I hand back to you, Ross, can you tell me, do you think Real Madrid should be looking at substitutions at this time, because they haven't been able to break down Borussia Dortmund at all in that first half?
Well, when you mention substitutions, I've mentioned a couple of them there who can really help our teams in Joselu, Vazquez, Modric, potentially BM Diaz as well. So they have got options there. I think Carlo Ancelotti, judging by it as the Real Madrid team, are just going back out right now. I'm just looking. Doesn't seem to be any change at the moment. I think Real Madrid and are looking at it and thinking gate to around the 60th minute mark, and then potentially made the changes where the substitutes can earn them and get when the tired legs of Dortmund start to kick in and potentially earn them that way. But for me, you look at it, and the longer it goes at 0-0 and longer Dortmund keep missing chances, I can see Real Madrid putting a fresh pair of legs into either the attack or the midfield to potentially change things and get the killer blow in the game.
All right, well, both teams are back on the field for the start of the second half, so I'm just going to hand you right back over to your match announcer, Russ Vernon.
Thank you very much, Paul James. Back with Paul at the end of the game. Before the presentation or before extra time begins, one or the other will bring you the conclusion of this game first, and then we'll bring you the game. Then we'll bring you the trophy presentation once that's ready before we do finish up this evening. The officials are almost said now. The players are ready to go. It's Rodrigo will kick us off for the start of the second half as Real Madrid attack the goal away to my right hand side in the second half, and we're back on the way as Toni Kroos finds Camavinga, and Real Madrid are back in possession early on as Kroos now finds Antonio Rudiger, comes up over halfway down the right hand side. He goes into Dani Carvajal, back into Antonio Rudiger, plays it back inside then to Nacho, and then there's Camavinga back into Nacho, and then how wide it goes there well to Ferland Mendy, inside to Jude Bellingham, back into Mendy again, and Mendy comes forward, but he's intercepted well there by Dortmund, and they will try and break now, and William Blair's making a forward run, and Brian can't get there. Now Dortmund to get back, as that's a wonderful challenge on Rodrigo, but Vinicius Junior picks up possession and keeps on the ball for Real Madrid into Fede Valverde. Toni Kroos as Ferland Mendy are wide of him, and he looking for options. Has to go back to Toni Kroos inside to Fede Valverde. Valverde looks up and he's got Camavinga to the side of him and finds him. Back into Fede Valverde. He's got Dani Carvajal wide of him and he's found him. We'll bring the teams in a second. No changes to either side in the start of the second half as Fede Valverde delivers a crossing to the penalty area. It's a poor crossing, and William Blanc can fetch this ball away to Dortmund into Nicholas Fulkrug. Into Ian Matson. Down the line he goes well, and here's Grima Diemi charging down the left hand side. Brand onto Sabitzer, and Sabitzer's ball out wide finds Jennings Plays the ball inside to Ryerson. Ryerson's cross is blocked. Behind for the first corner of the second half. And he's took 37 seconds to get that. And it's Dortmund 0, Real Madrid 0. It's running through the Dortmund side is Cabell, Ryerson, Hummels, Slotterbeck, Matson, Chan, and Sabitzer, Sancho, Brand, and Adiemi behind Fulkrug. We'll give you the Real Madrid side in just a second after this corner kick to be taken by Uli and Brand as they will look to get into the lead here. Will Borussia Dortmund and a number of players amongst our bench, including a number of players who have been linking moves away as the ball comes in. Karim Adiemi can't get there. Vinicius Junior can break on this for Real Madrid. And Vinicius Junior's away. He's looking for support. He's yet to get it. And Ryerson has held him up there, but Vinicius Junior's still going. And he goes down here, Vinicius Junior, fouled by Mats Hummels. And Vinicius Junior wins Real Madrid a free kick right to the edge of the penalty area on their left-hand side in a crossing position. And for the likes of Antonio Rudiger, Nacho, amongst others, to get forward here into the penalty area. As Real Madrid will line up with Thibaut Courtois in goal, Dani Carvajal, Antonio Rudiger, Nacho and Ferland Mendy across the back. Edouard Camavinga in front of the back four with Fede Valverde and Toni Kroos either side of him. Rodrigo and Vinicius Junior either side of the man playing through the middle in Jude Bellingham today for Real Madrid. 48 minutes on the clock. Borussia Dortmund 0, Real Madrid 0. 3 minutes of the second half gone here. Toni Kroos lining up this one. Will he go for goal here? Toni Kroos in what will be his final appearance for Real Madrid this evening. And no better way of marking your final appearance and in the Champions League final at Wembley, and especially if he gets a goal here to Toni Kroos standing over this. He's got Bellingham inside him. 6-yard box throw to his Rudiger. Vinicius Junior, Carvajal, Camavinga, Nacho around the back. And he goes towards goal. Oh, fantastic save from Cabell there as the shot came in from Toni Kroos in the end. We'll talk about people who are going to the back post, and he went for goal instead. Toni Kroos was on the post. And that's a fantastic save from Cabell and pushes it behind. And Kroos will now take the corner. Toni Kroos whips the corner in towards the 6-yard box. Dani Carvajal flicks it on and just over the bar in the end. But the good start from Real Madrid in this start of the second half. That's better from Los Blancos as they look to take advantage in this game, especially after Dortmund wasted opportunities after opportunities in the first half. And it remains here. Borussia Dortmund 0, Real Madrid 0 if you're just tuning into us here in the Champions League final at Wembley Stadium in London. Here, Mats Hummels fetches the ball forward for Dortmund into Fulkrug, and he gives the ball away, but Chan wins the ball back, and he finds Slotterbeck for Matson, and now into Emre Can again, the former Liverpool man. First time I mentioned that he used to play for Liverpool, Emre Can, and he finds a good ball wide to Ryerson. Julian Ryerson can get the ball forward, but he has to go backwards though, this time to Mats Hummels, across to Nico Slotterbeck, and Slotterbeck gets the ball well into Ian Matson, and Matson can come forward. Good cross-field pass into the path of Ryerson. Back it goes to Jadon Sancho. Sancho drops it back to Sabitzer. Now Slotterbeck again. Slotterbeck chips the ball forward, and that's a wonderful ball taken down by Fulkrug. Back into Ian Matson, whose shot is deflected over behind for a corner. And good start and a good response to Real Madrid's opening to the second half by Borussia Dortmund, who win their corner of the second half, and the second corner of the second half for Dortmund in front of the Blancos fans behind that goal. Julian Brand will take the corner here for Real Madrid, but not before the referee just has a word with a couple of players inside the penalty area, just gives a stern look to Brand. There's a corner in now, headed away by Edouard Camavinga. Matson challenges with Vinicius Junior, and Camavinga and Carvajal gets the ball away between them, but only as far as Emre Can, who gets it back to Ryerson, and Dortmund can start again at the back. Can has possession into the centre circle and drops it to the left for Nico Slotterbeck, and Slotterbeck will look up to try and find a ball, and he opts for Ryerson. Brings it down well from the nice sky here in London, and is behind for a corner kick. came off Furlong Mendy there, did the crossing from Julian Ryson, and he's behind for a corner for Borussia Dortmund, whose goalkeeper came up towards halfway then for a moment. He's now dropped back to the edge of his own penalty area, but outside of his penalty area, Julian Brandt to take the corner for Borussia Dortmund. Chan round the back, and him in the centre. Edward comes in, breaks towards Schlotterbeck, and he goes behind for a goal kick. Schlotterbeck went down, looked towards the referee, who said no penalty, and points for a goal kick to Real Madrid. And Carlo Ancelotti's first time he's come out to this technical area in the second half, after when his coaching staff have done the same earlier on, as Furlong Mendy will try and get the ball away from his own goal, but he's been forced back by Sancho, forcing into a mistake to give Dortmund a throw, which will be taken by Ryson, who's got Sancho down the line if he wants to go down towards the goal, and he moves in towards the penalty area because he goes backwards, just Ryson into the path then of Hummels, and Emre Can back into Mats Hummels, and he'll get the ball forward into Sancho, who turns away from Bellingham, and nips in and clears it all away, only as far as a throw-in to Dortmund. Ryson gets it back to Hummels. Now into Schlotterbeck on halfway, inside the Real Madrid half. Back he goes again now, and here comes Ian Matson in the centre circle, midway inside the Real Madrid half, and he gets the ball over the top looking for the win of Julian Brandt. He breaks for Karim Adeyemi on the edge of the penalty area, left-hand side, and that's a good interception by Real Madrid, and Camavinga can come away, and Camavinga goes down, no free kick there, he's not happy, and he bangs the turf in frustration there, Edouard Camavinga, as Real Madrid have to get back in numbers as Dortmund look to come forward here, as Ian Matson picks up possession halfway. Matson drops the ball inside to Emre Can and Sabitzer. Hummels all the way back, he goes to Kobel. Now it's Schlotterbeck into Emre Can, who's acting as a third centre-back at times, Emre Can, and that's good closing down from Rodrigo, who wants to get his side on the front foot in the second half. Ryson with the throw and goes backwards into the path in the Mats Hummels. And he gets the ball across then into the path of Schlotterbeck, and Schlotterbeck can come forward. Good cross-field pass, looking for Ryson, but he goes out of play for a throw-in to Real Madrid, as one of the coaching staff having a word with the manager of Dortmund, as we see a shot there of the former Liverpool boss, Jurgen Klopp, who used to be at Dortmund before coming across to England. He used to be the under-23s coach at one stage at Borussia Dortmund, and he did a really good job there before moving across to England, and he's done a really good job at Liverpool, left it in after a good, say, a few years in under the arms of Jurgen Klopp at Anfield. That's going to be now on Sloth's job to take Liverpool on to that next level. If he couldn't get to the next level, Dortmund 0, Real Madrid 0 in the Champions League final. Next level will be to try and get Liverpool back to a Champions League final. Well, that's a good ball into the path of Vinicius Junior, away from Ryson, and he does well. Vinicius Junior crossed in towards the back post for Rodrigo. Brings it down well, does Rodrigo, up against Ian Matson. Back he goes to Dani Carvajal. Camavinga and Carvajal's caught off the ball. Bellingham found on the edge of the penalty area, no. Dani Carvajal is down holding his face. There's an head injury here to Dani Carvajal. He's not happy with Karim Adeyemi. Dani Carvajal now gets back to his feet. They said he just thumped him, according to the ref. Well, I'm just seeing him there, and no, he just headbutted him straight into the head. Nowhere near the ball. Just go straight into him there. That should have been a free kick and a yellow card for Adeyemi there for... Don't normally have a goal that plays like this with him on commentary, but that was a... Adeyemi knew where he was doing, nowhere near the ball, and went straight for Dani Carvajal, and that should have been a free kick and a yellow card there. But I think the referee didn't see it that way, obviously. But Fede Valverde gets the ball down the line to Rodrigo does well. He does. Rodrigo goes backwards to Fede Valverde. Eduardo Camavinga flicks it on into the path of Toni Kroos. Helps you one first time to this is Studio towards Carvalho on the back post and a shot in his touchback towards goal by block on it from Matson and then falls into the arms of Gregor Kobel and flicked on there by Schlotterbeck into the path of Danny Carvalho and Matson trying to clear just gets the boot on it and goes back into the path there of Gregor Kobel. And unfortunately for Real Madrid, he didn't find the back of the net there, but that's good bit of play again from Real Madrid, who almost up with the scoring with Danny Carvalho's effort there, but just for the block from Ian Matson. Still 0-0 then, 57 and 57.5 minutes gone here. Borussia Dortmund 0, Real Madrid 0 if you just tuned into us here on the commentary. But Russ Vernon brings you this game live. Nico Schlotterbeck has possession into the path of Emre Can and across there brilliantly to Mats Hummels, down the line to Ryson, back into Hummels again, who's been watched closely by Jude Bellingham. Toni Kroos closing down Sabitzer there as Dortmund have been forced backwards. And that's a good ball over the top, looking for Karim Adeyemi if he can keep the ball in play. But he touches Evan, he goes out for a throw-in to Real Madrid and Karim Adeyemi couldn't keep the ball in play there and it remains goalless between Dortmund and Real Madrid in the Champions League finals. Danny Carvalho will get ready to take a throw in here. And he's saying to Rudiger to push up and telling Nacho now to push up, telling the back line to push up, and he goes down the line into the path of Rodrigo, who goes down and wins his side another throw-in off of Emre Can this time. Good start to the second half from Real Madrid, better than what they did in the first half, but still really troubling Gregor Kobel that much in the Dortmund goal. But Dortmund really to trouble Thibaut Courtois much in the Real Madrid goal either. In the second half, it remains goalless. If you just tune into us right here on the TC of Russ Vernon, bringing you the Champions League final live as Toni Kroos picks up possession. Let us know where you're listening from if you're tuned in and what you're doing while you're tuned in. Do let us know. You can tweet us if you want to at Commentary Live 1, or you can visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Commentary Hub, and let us know over there. You can get involved in the comment section on our channels that we're live on. The Commentary Hub 2, JB Sports and Focus on Football, and also our personal Twitch channel, Russ P. Vernon _92, as well if you are tuned in and want to listen to our coverage today. Tell your friends, tell your family members, and we'll keep you bang up to date with this game this evening. It remains Dortmund 0, Real Madrid 0 if you just tuned into us here on the commentary. Dortmund coming away with Ryson down the far side, and he's doing well here. Ryson had to play for a throw-in to Borussia Dortmund. It looked as though he came off Ryson, and that's what Phil Mendy was saying, but not according to the linesman over on that far side who was right on top of it. And it remains 0-0. Dortmund with possession as here they come again. And he's with Matson. Does well into the path of Julian Brandt. Now into the path of Emre Can. Can, will he go towards the penalty area looking for the one of Sancho? No, he goes to Brand instead. Schlotterbeck back into Julian Brand again, and Brand gets Matson onside, and Matson delivers a dangerous crossing. Rudiger cleared it away, cleared further away by Danny Carvalho. Only as far as Schlotterbeck, as Dortmund will come again. Can, who both are looking for fulcrum. Cleared away this time by Rudiger. Only as far this time of Schlotterbeck, but inside his own half, so no real much danger at this moment in time. But the Dortmund chances will come again. As a long ball looking for Ian Matson, he's brought down well. And then Carvalho just keeps the ball in, who gives the ball away to Ian Matson. Did well to defend the corner, but then Matson can't keep the ball in play and just lets the ball go out, and he's behind for a goal kick. And remains Borussia Dortmund 0, Real Madrid 0, as we bring you this Champions League game live, as Dortmund trying to attack in his Danny Carvalho goes on with advantages played as Fede Valverde gets Edouard Camavinga away. And there is Vinicius Jr. Gets it down the line for Ferland Mendy. And he puts the ball out and play for a throw. There was Bellingham who put the ball out for a throw. It looked like Bellingham thought he was fouled. It remains 0-0 between Dortmund and Real Madrid. Let us know your score predictions if you want to get your score prediction in. And let us know where you're tuned in from. And what you're doing while you're tuned in. Are you having dinner? Are you getting ready to go out for the evening? Do let us know. And we'll do our very best to keep you up to date with this game. If you are going out and you want to continue listening to this and you don't want to keep YouTube open, one thing I would do is download Twitch onto your phone, register a free account on Twitch, then search for Russ P. Vernon _92. You can listen to it live as the ball comes in and punch clear there as Eddie from Fulkrug comes in and Thibaut Courtois punches it clear. And that's another effort for Dortmund, and one in the second half which Thibaut Courtois has had to make a save from. And the first save of the second half goes away to Thibaut Courtois of Real Madrid from that brilliant header from Nicholas Fulkrug. If you want to, as I said, if you want to tune in and you're about to go out, download Twitch app, and then register an account for free, and then search for Russ P. Vernon _92, and you can listen to us while we're out and about. You can put it on audio only, and while you're going out, you can listen to the game until we bring you the coverage of the Champions League final. Rudiger finds Fede Valverde, and Fede Valverde runs through the middle of the park and towards the left-hand side. He goes to Ferland Mendy. Vinicius Jr. wide, and when he finds Vinicius Jr., Rodrigo's down that side as well. Back into Ferland Mendy. Fede Valverde, Camavinga, Vinicius Jr. up against Ryerson and Sancho and gets past them both. Breaks into the penalty area, trying to come back from Bellingham. Off of Ryerson, behind for a corner. And Jude Bellingham used to play for Borussia Dortmund back against his former club. And what a game this has been so far. If you are tuning in for us, thank you very much, Russ Vernon, bringing you this game live. In the end, still 0-0 if you're tuned into us. 64 minutes on the clock. Edge goal from Camavinga as the corner came in. Headed back in by Rodrigo, and he's cleared away this time, and Dortmund can try and break on Real Madrid. He's out for a throw into Real Madrid, and Danny Carvalho will take it quickly and will get the game back underway for Real Madrid, and they'll get back on the front foot straight away. It's Toni Kroos has possession into Fede Valverde. Back into Toni Kroos again. What can Kroos do here as he looks to end his Real Madrid career with a trophy and a Champions League winner's medal at Wembley this evening? Rodrigo skips away from Matson. Plays into the penalty. Rodrigo still going. Ball across off of Slotterbeck. Behind for yet another corner to Real Madrid. That's good play again down that right hand side from Rodrigo, and he forces a corner then. The Los Blancos fans down on the far side jumping up and down as Real Madrid are attacking the goal, which is housed by the yellow wall of Dortmund. Jude Bellingham in and around Emre Can in the mix there. Camavinga in there too. Vinicius in there too as Toni Kroos delivers a corner kick in. Heads go up and away. Only as far as Toni Kroos again. Second back to the cherry. Heads up this time and wide from Vinicius Jr. Rodrigo was coming in just behind him, and if he didn't touch, shouted it to him and listened to him there. I think Rodrigo was in a better position to head towards goal and have an header on target. It remains 0-0 though in the game between Borussia Dortmund and Real Madrid in 66 minutes on the clock. Borussia Dortmund 0, Real Madrid 0. And I wouldn't be surprised if in the next 5 or so minutes, if either manager doesn't make a substitution to try and win this game. As Karim Adeyemi breaks forward here for Dortmund. What can they do? He loses out, and Fede Valverde can try and fetch Real Madrid away, and he fetches in Edouard Camavinga, and he's got Vinicius Jr. over on the far side in support, and he's got Bellingham charging into the middle. He's up against Schlotterbeck, and he does well here just Schlotterbeck as Dortmund win the thread came off Jude Bellingham in the end there. And last time Bellingham was at Wembley was a late equaliser for England in a friendly last time out for the Three Lions. After this will be teaming up with the Three Lions ahead of Friday's game. So can't see him playing on Monday evening at St James's Park. Jude Bellingham in the England squad for the friendlies and also the Euros. So Southgate will be looking on hoping he doesn't pick up an injury in this Champions League final as Toni Kroos gets the ball out wide and on the left hand side was being knocked back by Vinicius Junior to Nacho into Kroos again, and now on to Antonio Rudiger. Carvajal back into Rudiger again, and now here is Toni Kroos. Fede Valverde forward into the path of Bellingham. Carvajal back into Valverde. Kroos again on halfway. Gets the ball forward into Edouard Camavinga midway inside the Dortmund Dolphin. He's back now with Jude Bellingham on the just a couple of yards in from the right hand touchline as Real Madrid attack from left to right in this second half. And here is Jude Bellingham into the penalty towards Rodrigo again as Vinicius Junior was round the back. And he heads it away. Camavinga's there to Carvajal. Fede Valverde just makes sure Real Madrid keep hold of possession. Then finds Rudiger across into the path of Nacho. One touch into Toni Kroos, one touch into Mendy. Now is Vinicius Junior cuts in field, chips the ball in towards the penalty. Rodrigo's there, Bellingham's there too, and just wide in the end. And Bellingham was the closest. And Bellingham, if he'd have just got a touch to that, that'd have been 1-0. And he's saying that should be in a corner. And if I look at this again here, is this a corner or a goal kick here? Just the goalkeeper touched us on the way through. Let's have a look. Yeah, the goalkeeper touches that. That should have been a corner kick to Real Madrid. But Bellingham's so close there from getting a touch to that ball. The sliding touch from Bellingham there would have put Real Madrid 1-0 in front on 69 minutes. But it is still 0-0. And here's Karim Adeyemi for Dortmund down the other end. What a good game this has been. Jadon Sancho down the right-hand side of Real Madrid, left-hand side for Dortmund. Emre Can, will he line up a shot? Yeah, Emre Can. He won't line up a shot. Can again. Schlotterbeck. Will he line up a shot? No. He goes out wide to Ryson. Can he get the ball into the penalty area for a cross? Chan's there. Forced by Vinicius Junior. Grant. And Chan's forced back again. Almost into Schlotterbeck. And luckily for Schlotterbeck there were no Real Madrid player on top of him. Because if there was and they nipped in there, been big troubles for Dortmund, and Schlotterbeck miscontrolled that ball there and somehow got away with it. It remains 0-0, 20 minutes left to play in the Champions League final. Borussia Dortmund 0, Real Madrid 0 is the scoreline. And I can feel there's been one big chance or one moment of madness from any of these sides which will win this game as Nicholas Fulkrug wins this side of free kick. Foul by Nacho pushed him over as Dortmund are about to make a change, and it's Marco Reus who will leave Dortmund at the end of this season, about to come on here, Marco Reus. And the man, Nicholas Fulkrug, goes, he stayed down there. And Marco Reus will be the man who's going to come on here for Borussia Dortmund. Nicholas Fulkrug remains down on the floor at this moment in time. Marco Reus just having a drink of water. Before it comes on, and it's going to be Karim Adeyemi who makes way for Marco Reus in the Champions League final. 71.5 minutes gone. So 72nd minute when this change was made. The first change of the game, sees Marco Reus come on to replace Karim Adeyemi. And Karim Adeyemi has caused problems down the left-hand side for Real Madrid with a fresh pair of legs of Marco Reus up against tired legs of Dani Carvajal could spell danger for Real Madrid as Karim Adeyemi joins the bench here and he gets ready to come on now. Real Madrid, well, in fact, what they've done here, Borussia Dortmund, they've switched Jadon Sancho to the left and set up against Dani Carvajal and put the fresh legs of Marco Reus up against the tired legs of Ferland Mendy. But here's Real Madrid on the attack though with Vinicius Jr. up against Rice and he gets away from him, and then good biting back there was Mats Hummels behind for a corner to Real Madrid, but Hummels did well there to help out Rice and he's behind, he goes in. This is great play from Vinicius Jr. to get away from Rice, and then Mats Hummels comes back, steams in and clears it behind. Corner kick then to Real Madrid, which will be taken by Toni Kroos. Bellingham inside the centre box, race towards Nacho in the penalty area. Comes out to Fede Valverde, who lines up a shot back in off Maatsen, behind for a corner. And Real Madrid gain corners after corners here now, and it remains 0-0. Still 0-0 here on the commentary with myself, Russ Vernon, behind the mic as the corner. It was better. Dani Carvajal! And Dani Carvajal's up in the square for Real Madrid! Glanced in the corner! And the Los Blancos take the lead in the Champions League final! The man who was born in Madrid has opened the scoring for Madrid on 74 minutes. And it's Borussia Dortmund 0, Real Madrid 1. The right back, Dani Carvajal, with the goal. And Real Madrid may have just struck first goal and may have just struck gold. Dani Carvajal tried that earlier on. Dortmund didn't pick it up this time around. Glancing header and the near post from the corner. Unmarked. And that is what Real Madrid have been trying to do all game from the corners. And Dani Carvajal heads home. Young Cabal and into the back of the net. Mats Hummels deflected him with his arm. But that won't matter. Real Madrid take the lead. Dani Carvajal with the goal. And Real Madrid leading the Champions League final. What an header. For Los Blancos to take the lead. And Real Madrid have opened the scoring in the Champions League final. And you must say, from the corners and from set pieces, that's where Real Madrid have been more dangerous in this game. Those corners whipped into the near post. 74 minutes, the goal scored from Dani Carvajal. And he gives Real Madrid the 1-goal lead, which could be the priceless goal which will win them the European Cup or the Champions League, whichever you want to call it. Dortmund 0, Real Madrid 1 now, and Dortmund have to come out. And if Dortmund come out and try and get an equaliser, this could play into the arms and hands of Real Madrid, because there'll be spaces there for them to exploit and them to use and utilise, potentially get a second, a third, and maybe a fourth. Who knows? But that goal was coming from corners. They've been practicing it in training by the looks of it. Practicing earlier on in the game, it didn't come off. But this time, it did come off. And Dani Carvajal, the right back, the unlikely first goal scorer in this game, has given Real Madrid a 1-goal lead. Here is Antonio Rudiger now. Finds a goal scorer, Dani Carvajal. In towards Fede Valverde, who gets there just. And Nacho gets the ball out wide to Ferland Mendy. Down the line to Vinicius Jr. into Jude Bellingham. Edouard Camavinga. One out back right to Vinicius Jr. And Camavinga stays down. Vinicius Jr. is still going. And he's got the ball back here, Vinicius Jr. Ferland Mendy into the path of Jude Bellingham. Into the path there now of Toni Kroos. Out wide to Valverde into the path of Rodrigo now. Here's Carvajal into the path of Fede Valverde. Nacho back to Cruz as now Ferland Mendy will look to get involved in the build-up play now. Into Edouard Camavinga. Down the line is Vinicius Jr. Back towards Edouard Camavinga. Just keeps the ball in. Puts the ball back. It's Jude Bellingham! Wide! So close to 2-0 for Real Madrid. That would have been the brilliant goal. Great play. Well worked move. Brilliant comeback to Jude Bellingham. He thought the net would ripple. And he pushed it just wide. And the reason he pushed it wide is a fact of Nico Schlotterbeck, who comes across, gets a deep last-ditch challenge. Otherwise, that would have been 2-0 Real Madrid and game over. Toni Kroos with the corner. He's only got one assist. Can he get another? Like Dani Carvajal do his just done from the other side, from this side this time. Corner comes in, headed up and away. Brand is there for Dortmund. Rodrigo wins the ball back brilliantly for Real Madrid. Jude Bellingham inside the penalty area. Still going Bellingham. Moves out now Julian Blanc. He fetches this ball away for Dortmund. And he does well, Julian Blanc. Really interception from Ferland Mendy to get rounded back on the front foot. Edouard Camavinga. Coming forward here, Camavinga. Does well. Camavinga is fouled by Mass, almost on the edge of the penalty area. And there's a free kick here. And Mass almost goes into the referee's no book here. And Mass Hummels is the man who goes into the yellow card book in a late challenge on Edouard Camavinga. And that's a free kick in a dangerous position here for Real Madrid. And if they score here now, it's going to be a mountain to climb for Borussia Dortmund to get back into this game. And Toni Kroos has pulled this down and will line up this effort here, will he? He's got Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo stood around him, talking to him. Here, Toni Kroos. And he wants a 4-man wall, just Cabelli wants a 5-man wall now. Instead, he wanted a 4 initially, now he wants a 5 from where he's lined up. He's going to be Toni Kroos, is it? Yes, Rodrigo's moved away, Vinicius Jr. moved away, Camavinga moves away too. And Carvajal and Vinicius Jr. watching on. And Toni Kroos goes for goal and punched away. Well by Gregor Cabell. And now for a throw to Real Madrid. Well, that was a decent effort from Toni Kroos, who was looking for a goal in his final appearance for Real Madrid. Took a deflection on the way through for 2 men in the wall. One was number 14, Nicholas Fulkrug, and there's going to be a double change here for Dortmund. Emre Can is one of them, to be replaced by Donny Malen. And the other one sees Julian Brand come off, to be replaced by Sebastian Haller. And Sebastian Haller takes the captain's armband for Dortmund. And a throw into Dortmund he will be. It remains Dortmund 0, Real Madrid 1 into the final 9.5 minutes left to play in this game. As Jadon Sancho brings it under his spell well. And Jude Bellingham, the Englishman, looks like to be on the winning side as things stand ahead of Jadon Sancho. And when Camavinga goes for goal and tipped over the bar by Gregor Cabell, and that's a decent effort, and a decent effort again, and that Edouard Camavinga strike. I think it was going over. Cabell wasn't to know that. She had to make sure he got something on that to push it over the bar, and a corner kick to Real Madrid to come here. Can Dani Carvajal get a second goal here for Real Madrid? Can there be another goal like it was a few moments ago for the opener? Toni Kroos sending over this, looking for a second assist in the Champions League final. He goes into the position again, and they're almost a carbon copy of the opening goal. Then they come out flick on, at the near post, pushed away by Gregor Cabell as Jude Bellingham was coming in again. But this time it was Nacho this time with the header. But another free header this time for another defender, and Borussia Dortmund were all over the shop at the back now. And that's what you get when you've got Nico Schlotterbeck at the back. So, no offence there to any Germans listening. Real Madrid leading by 1-0. Can Dortmund find a way back into this? Bellingham says something, Vinicius Junior tries to make it 2-0. Vinicius Junior! It is 2-0! And Real Madrid have secured this game now. Vinicius Junior in the 83rd minute has put the icing on the cake for Real Madrid. And I can see there being no way back for Borussia Dortmund now. Real Madrid with the second goal of the game, and Joe Bellingham with an assist this time. And Borussia Dortmund didn't win. They're trying to pass out from the back. It's not been working all evening for them, and they've just made a mess. And Vinicius Junior makes it 2-0, set up by Joe Bellingham, and an assist here this time on his appearance. And Vinicius Junior has made it 2-0. And Nico Schlotterbeck out of position, didn't get back quick enough, and couldn't cover. As Gregor Cabell went down, he couldn't cover, and it's 2-0 to Real Madrid. And that's surely his game over now, and surely no way back for Borussia Dortmund. He got onto it, Cabell, couldn't keep it out, and Real Madrid 2-0 up in the Champions League final, and it's surely now game over, and Real Madrid now have a 2-goal lead, and it looks like they will be lifting the Champions League at the end of this game this evening. Marco Reus gives a pat on the head of Matsu because he was involved in that mistake goal there. But can Real Madrid get punished here? But the can't, and he's behind for a goal kick to Real Madrid, and their fans are going bananas behind that goal which Thibaut Courtois was defending. And the yellow wall down the other end is silenced. Hands on their heads as Real Madrid make a double substitution. Coming off is number 5, Jude Bellingham, replaced by Joselu. An assist for Jude Bellingham here today. Hopefully be back playing for England on this next Friday here at Wembley. We'll hopefully be finding another assist, this time in the 3 Lions shirt. Joselu will come on for him. And then Luka Modric comes on for Real Madrid as well. And coming off is number 8 in his final appearance, Toni Kroos, and he gets a standing ovation by the Madridsters. His teammates give him a clap. Vinicius Junior gives him a hug. And Toni Kroos comes off. Clap by Luka Modric. Massive hug. And Toni Kroos' final appearance for Real Madrid lasts 85 minutes as he's replaced by Luka Modric. And Toni Kroos has played a big part in this game. And what a game he's had. And what a career he's had as well for Real Madrid. Brilliant servant to Los Blancos has been Toni Kroos in the end. There is Toni Kroos has done well in that midfield today. Tidied everything up for Real Madrid when they've looked like they needed somebody to do that. And they lead now by two goals to Real Madrid, and it looks as though Toni Kroos' last appearance for Real Madrid will be a winning, memorable one in the Champions League final at Wembley Stadium, which is known in England as the home of football. As is Nico Schlotterbeck, who can play the ball across into the path then of Ryerson, who can then get the ball forward. Sabitzer goes down halfway with a wins his free kick into Ryerson this time. And Bellingham looking on Toni Kroos there, getting hugs from the Andre Lunin, the substitute one of the substitute goalkeepers there. And Jude Bellingham crying there as after the assist he got for the second goal. As here comes a shot in on goal this time from Borussia Dortmund. He works into the path then to Donny Malen. Malen with the ball in. And it's a goal! And Dortmund have one back! And it's Nicholas Füllkrug with the goal! But the goal has been disallowed for offside. VAR will check this. I can tell you, VAR will be looking at this goal. But no goal has been given. Is he offside? Yes. He looks as though he's offside, Nicholas Füllkrug. He's saying no. And to me, he looks just offside, Nicholas Füllkrug. VAR will check this. I've no doubt about that. And I can tell you, VAR have checked it, and the goal has been disallowed. No goal. Dortmund 0, Real Madrid 2, and Füllkrug has had his goal disallowed for offside. As Jamie Bino Gittins has come on in the midst of that for Jadon Sancho. Donny Malen. Now up against Dani Carvajal. And Dani Carvajal doesn't get a speaker to us. Jadon Sancho walks around the pitch here. Has just seen Füllkrug have a goal this time before it came off. Marco Reus towards Malen, but there's Dani Carvajal, who said rounded on their way in this game. 88th minute gone. It's Dortmund 0, Real Madrid 2. And what a game this has been today, as Real Madrid will make another substitution in a second, as Eder Militao will come on for Real Madrid in a few moments' time. We'll wait and see who comes off for Eder Militao. Will probably be one of the centre-backs, with him being centre-back by trade. There's had a play for a throw-in to Real Madrid. And will Real Madrid make the substitution now? As we get ready to give you our player of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services. Eder Militao looking to make us to come on here for Real Madrid. Dani Carvajal takes a throw into Luka Modric, back to Dani Carvajal after another throw into Real Madrid. And this time the substitution for Real Madrid will be made, and Eder Militao is coming on for Rodrigo. So Real Madrid making a substitution. Here now fetching a defender off, taking an attacker, fetching a defender on, taking an attacker off. As Rodrigo goes off, Eder Militao will come on here for Real Madrid. We'll give you our player of the match shortly. We're getting to see how many minutes of stoppage time we'll have, and we're waiting to see how many minutes is going to be added on here. Carvajal takes a throw into Luka Modric, back to Dani Carvajal. Let's see how many minutes of stoppage time we are going to get. As we're into stoppage time now, and we're waiting to see. Not got a word yet on how many minutes has been added on. We've played 20 seconds of stoppage time as Edouard Camavinga wins his side a free kick here, as he got fouled inside. As we've now got, it's now been confirmed, we've got 5 additional minutes at the end of this Champions League game, as Jude Bellingham with an assist in this game. Toni Kroos with an assist as well. Dani Carvajal and Vinicius Jr., the goal scorers, to give Real Madrid what looks like to be their European Cup, as Borussia Dortmund take on Real Madrid. Is 2-0 to Dortmund, and 2-0 to Real Madrid. Is Sebastian Haller. Ball pulled back, and now is Sabitzer in towards the penalty area. Nailing in the back post there, but so too was Dani Carvajal. Where's it back into the path of Thibaut Courtois, and Füllkrug is there, and he goes down and claims the ball in the end. It remains Borussia Dortmund 0, Real Madrid 2. As we get ready in a moment to give you our player of the match. Next time the ball goes out of play, we'll bring you our player of the match, which has been chosen by me as the main commentator today, as we get ready to bring you the closing stages of the Champions League final. We've played coming up towards 2 minutes, so we've got about 3 minutes left to play in the Champions League final. Real Madrid lead Dortmund. It's Dortmund 0, Real Madrid 2. And here comes Real Madrid to get back in numbers. Luka Modric into perfect Edward Camavinga and gets the ball forward, given away. Real Madrid will have to get back in numbers, but there's Valverde to Dani Carvajal up into the air. Brace for Luka Modric. He now breaks into the path for Hummels, who's come forward from the back and stayed forward. Dortmund push players forward, headed forward again. Ryerson can't get there as Luka Modric can, and Real Madrid can come forward in numbers, and is Vinicius Junior inside the penalty area. Vinicius Junior chips the ball in. Luka Modric around the back post. But there comes away is Niklas Schlotterbeck to lead the charge for Dortmund, and he plays the ball over the top looking for Donny Malen. And Malen's inside the penalty area. And just outside the penalty area on the left hand side for Dortmund, but that's a good interception there by Eder Militao, who pushed out for a throw-in. He's played 3 minutes over the 5 added on, as Real Madrid make another substitution, which we'll see Lucas Vazquez come on to replace the second goal scoring Vinicius Junior. So while the substitution is being made, we can tell you that our player of the match today, yes, he's got an assist to his name, but not just for the assist. Fantastic performance from him in the midfield today for Real Madrid. The player of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services, goes to Real Madrid's Toni Kroos. A fantastic performance in that midfield today, alongside Edward Camavinga and Fede Valverde. And Toni Kroos, in his last appearance for Real Madrid, gets our supplementary player of the match award. Congratulations to Toni Kroos on what has been an incredible career. We'll still be able to commentate on him during the Euros, but club career, what an amazing career he's had, and what an amazing opportunity I've had to commentate on his last club football appearance, as Real Madrid concede a free kick, which Marco Reus will come across to take for Borussia Dortmund on that right-hand side of there, just a couple of yards back from the penalty area on the right-hand side, in a crossing position. If Dortmund score here now, they could be in the final few minutes. Interesting, although we all will be into the final few seconds of this game. Mats Hummels is up from the back. Schlotterbeck's in there too. Mahelen's in there. Aller's in there around the back as well. Fulkrug's in there too, and he goes into his penalty. Fulkrug's in there at the back, and he's headed behind for a corner. Came off Eder Militao, and he was getting congratulated by his teammates in and around there. There's the Dortmund fans in the stands on the other end, and Julio as the corner will be taken here, but now for Borussia Dortmund, he'll be whipped in from Marco Reus in and around the penalty. Thibaut Courtois punched this ball clear back to Marco Reus again, who looks to get the ball to the penalty area. Now it goes to Matson. Can Matson run across, and he can straight into the arms of Thibaut Courtois, and goes down. We've played over the 5 minutes now, and it looks as though Real Madrid are champions of Europe, and the full-time whistle will be going shortly. Any second now. Real Madrid have done it. Thank you, Media Radio, Jingles and Gaming, who says terrific commentary, Russ, as always. And there it is! The full-time whistle goes! Real Madrid, kings of Europe once again! Real Madrid, kings of Europe! It's got a ring to it, hasn't it? Real Madrid, yet again, kings of Europe, and they've done a remarkable job. Beat Borussia Dortmund at Wembley Stadium. Dortmund thought they would do it, but Real Madrid said, no, we're going to have a last laugh. We're going to win it here. And Borussia Dortmund, and it's the 15th time that the European Cup has been won by Real Madrid, by Los Blancos. Last won it in 2022. They've won it in 2024. Will they? So judging by that, they will win it again in 2026. But that doesn't mean anything. But Real Madrid, 15 times European Cup winners or Champions League winners. Started back in 1956, then 1957, 1958, 1959, 1960, 1966, 1998, 2000, 2002, 2014, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2022, and now 2024. When Real Madrid won the Champions League in 1966, England went on to win the World Cup. They've won it in 2024. Could England go on to win the Euros? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see about that. But Real Madrid, 15 times winners in the Champions League. Borussia Dortmund have only won it once. This is the third time they have been in the Champions League final. Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League, and it's the second runners-up they've got. They won it in 1997, runner-up in 2013, and now runners-up in 2024. But two second half goals from Dani Carvajal and Vinicius Jr. sealed it for Real Madrid as they beat the black and yellows of Borussia Dortmund to Las Blancos, all winners of the Champions League, by 2-0. Back over to Paul James.
Thanks, Ross. Great commentary today. Absolutely brilliant. Thanks for bringing us this game today. Yes, so 15-time winners out of 18 finals. That's an astounding 83.33% win record in this competition for Real Madrid in the final match, as they are currently... I mean, Jude Bellingham just can't believe it. I have to question why he can't believe it. I mean, Real Madrid have been consistently brilliant year in and year out in this competition, certainly since the formation of the Champions League. So just update you for some of you that might have missed the half-time. I brought you some international friendly scores. I'll just remind you of them. It's Mexico 1, Bolivia 0. Costa Rica 0, Uruguay 0. As we're going to take a short break very, very soon here, and we'll be back for the presentation of the trophy. Just switching sports ever so slightly, going on to the cricket today. Leicestershire and Derbyshire in the Vitality Blast. Derbyshire won by 4 wickets with 5 balls remaining. Birmingham Bears put up a modest 149 runs, but actually then followed up by bowling Nottinghamshire Outlaws out for 127 and won by 22 runs. The T20 World Cup kicks off tonight too in Dallas, Texas, as the United States take on Canada. We're going to take a short break now, and we will be right back for the presentation of the trophy. Thanks very much. Welcome back. So, Real Madrid are the 2024 European champions as the delegates are coming out on the field to present this trophy. It doesn't seem to be done through the going up the stairs at Wembley as the FA Cup and League Cup are done. Ross, just before the presentation, we discussed the possibility of those missed chances coming back to haunt Borussia Dortmund. They didn't create enough in the second half for me. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree, Paul. The Dortmund in the second half compared to what they did in the first was very, very poorly. I can only recall one chance where Thibaut Courtois had to make a save, which was a header from Nicholas Fulkrug. But other than that, there was no real efforts on target or forcing saves to be made by Thibaut Courtois in the second half from Borussia Dortmund. I was very, very disappointed with how their performance were in the second half compared with how they were in the first half. I think there was a little bit of a shadow of themselves in the second half. But having said that, you've got to give credit to Real Madrid for that. The defensive work that they did in the second half, Paul, was absolutely second to none. They saw what happened in the first half and got a bit tighter to the likes of Adieme, Brand, when he played in that game in the second half. Sancho also got a bit close to Royce and Malin when they came on, and Bino Gittins late on as well. So they got close to the players who were causing them problems in that area and didn't really give him a moment's peace in the second half.
Well, that certainly seems to be how it is, and Real Madrid have just been so good in this competition throughout the years, throughout the decades. This giant of a club continues to be successful every single year. Borussia Dortmund, well, probably wasn't expecting to get to the final, Ross. I'd say at the start of the campaign, if they were told that there would be runners-up, I'd say they'd take that.
Yes, I agree, Paul. As the match officials just getting their medals from the UEFA delegates in this game, so they're just going first. The match officials just doing that right now. But like I said, Paul, if you look at it from what happened at the start of the season compared to how it finished, you would, if you said to Borussia Dortmund at the start of the season, you come runners up, especially with the group that they had, you'd probably tear your hands off, especially when they're coming up against PSG in the group stages. They had AC Milan as well. They had Newcastle, who were a good side not last season before when they got into the Champions League. So that's the reason there is Dortmund now just making their way up to get their runners-up medals now, Paul, as well as we speak. But Dortmund, yeah, thank you very much. All these Borussia Dortmund, led by their manager, to get their medals. Edin Terzic leading Dortmund to get their medals as they just go down and collect each one of their medals now from the UEFA delegates, and the head of UEFA as well, leading, getting their medals presented to them, all the players of Borussia Dortmund in this match day squad tonight. That's the most they're getting is. Even the players who didn't get on will be getting their medals as well. The young youth substitutes will be getting their medals. Bino Gittins getting his as well, and good young English talent plays well for the England under-21s when he's featured for them. Going to have a big future, I believe, is Bino Gittins, and there is the Dortmund players just getting there. Matson, formerly of Burnley and Chelsea, just get his runners-up medal, and a lot of the players, yes, they'll probably put it on over there while they walk on, but then normally the losers' medals, as they take them off, as they walk away off camera, they normally take off their medals and just hold them in their hands. And there's Jadon Sancho. There was a bright spark in the first half, Jadon Sancho, but wasn't that good in the second half, hence why he got substituted late on. Going through as you mentioned there, one of the Dortmund players there, Julian Reisen, gets his medal and then takes it off straight after as he walks away. So the gold medal, the winner's medal, but coming second in the competition like this to Real Madrid, who's been a phenomenal side in the competition, is no mean feat in the end. And you could, yes, I understand why they were a bit disappointed and know that they didn't get the winners' medals and they don't want to wear the winners' medals, but end of the day, still got to be proud of what you've achieved as Real Madrid, led by Carlo Ancelotti now, playing up together as Lucas Vazquez, Danny Carvalho said the ball rolling among going to get their winners' medals right now, and there's Carlo Ancelotti, or Don Ancelotti as he's known by the Madridistas. There's Lucas Vazquez, Danny Carvalho, the opening goal scorer of the game, gets his medal there as well. There's Rodrigo just getting his now. Antonio Rudiger, part of the Germany squad for the Euros, gets his medal here. We'll be able to get another medal in the Euros. Then it's a Bayos from Arsenal loanee there too. Some of the youngsters who were in the squad who didn't get on today getting their medals as well. There's Ferland Mendy getting his, more of the youngsters getting theirs, just coming down the line to get their medals, and great performances from all these players. That's the name I've played today, but they played a part in this Champions League side to get them to the final, and it's a big achievement to get to the final. There's Andre Lunin, who's probably a bit disappointed not to have played in the final, especially having deputised quite well for Thibaut Courtois while Courtois has been out injured. Edouard Camavinga there, the man who's retiring from club football and international football at the end of the Euros, Toni Kroos, with the medal around his neck now, and his final Champions League medal he's ever going to get as a player. You never know, man, going to become a manager and lift one there as well. There's Nacho, the captain, behind Thibaut Courtois, Luka Modric there, Jude Bellingham, big smile on his face from Jude there. There's Kepa Arrizabalaga, formerly of Chelsea, gets his. Eder Militao gets his award. Vinicius Junior gets his award. A medal there, kisses it as Thibaut Courtois gets his medal. Didn't drop anything today, Thibaut Courtois. Really good performance from him in goal. There's Nacho, the captain of Real Madrid, gets his medal. And then he walks across with the head of UEFA to get up over the European Cup, the Champions League trophy. He kisses it twice, on the front and on the back. He now walks over to where his team are, who are all jumping up and down. Ancelotti waving his hands around. So to the rest of the players now, as Nacho walks across, stands next to Don Carlo Ancelotti, and lifts the UEFA Champions League, the European Cup, high into the air, and Real Madrid are crowned UEFA Champions League winners 2023-2024, as the night sky and the Wembley Arch will turn white later as Real Madrid win the UEFA Champions League for 2023-2024, deserving winners over the competition, and a delight for me to call you the title winning moment and the final from this year's Champions League. I've been Russ Vernon. Thank you very much for following my coverage of domestic football this season. I'll be back during the Euros, but until then, it's goodbye from me, and I'll hand you back to the capable hands and voice of Paul James to round up our excellent broadcast this evening. Congratulations once again to Real Madrid, winners of the European Cup or the Champions League by 2-0.
Thank you very much, Russ. Excellent commentary there, my friend. It's been a pleasure to listen to you. Real Madrid now just celebrating as the gold and white ticker tape is coming down on top of them. They now taking the traditional team photo with the European Cup. Another wonderful moment in the history of this old giant, Real Madrid, one of the greatest teams in Europe and indeed the world. So we're going to just wrap things up now. Just to let you know, next on the Commentary Hub is on the 14th of June. We're going to open up with the Euros, Germany versus Scotland at the Allianz Arena in Munich. I will be bringing you the commentary for that game. We'll have Nick Jones in the presenter chair for that one as well. So please join us for that one. I want to thank you all for listening. Obviously, you've all spent your evening with me and Russ tonight, and I want to tell you how much we really appreciate you spending your valuable time with us. And at this time, though, we're going to end the broadcast here and say congratulations to Real Madrid, the 2024 champions of Europe. Bye for now, folks.